only big palace here in TBC. I have to be on with you again this beautiful afternoon in Nigeria. Today is what is today? What is today's date? Can I just remember? Okay. Today is Thursday. Yes, of August 2018. And as usual, we'll be trashing it out here because topic that really has a lot to do with how we should value what we have in TBC. So if you are watching me right now, as I believe that most of you are actually online with me now, I have to say a very big thank you in advance and thank you so much for striving to make it a date and to keep the date with me. So as usual, I have listed out those things that when I see myself talking to others about it, I feel highly comfortable because this is what we are talking about and we are trying the best we could or we can to make TBC work. And definitely it's going to work because it is already working. So when we talk about it should make sense that we have to show our excitement. We have to show that we really care. Never mind about changing locations here and there because all I is to get where I have at least a stronger connection to do what I know how to do best. That is talking about TBC. And I believe that very soon, if you have not yet started, you start doing now. Once you start, we're not going to stop. So, welcome on board. I remain yours, Amechi Eke. So, like I said earlier on, based on that very topic, to what extent should you value what you have? If I may put it that way. To what extent should you value your TBC? In fact, to what extent should you value what you're doing? If I'm to answer that question, I will say to greater extent. To the extent that others will see what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the value we have in this billion coin community that we are helping people to appreciate and understand the fact that it is really in thing now. So, to what extent should you value what you do or what you are doing should go a long way because it really has a lot. What we have as valuable differ from what we usually do. Yes, valuable, we differentiate it. So, what is valuable to you may not really be all that valuable to you. But when it comes to means of exchange, we know that money is valuable. So, nonetheless, we have to put it where it belongs. So, what we have as valuable differs, and we usually do what we could to have it protected, be it our belongings or whatsoever. Anything that is of value to us, we try and strive as we could to make sure that it is properly protected. So, in a nutshell, how do you handle your TBC opportunity? That's a question. How do you handle it? Do you just as something that doesn't? To what extent do you go in treating it as something value to you? How do you go about helping people to understand how excited you feel about TBC and what you want to help others understand about it? It should go a very long way because it is now becoming so obvious and open that a greater number of people are now seeing the billion coin as a valuable commodity. And some bloggers who were initially gaining huge traffic to their sites doing one thing, that is, they are now searching for another keyword to sustain their readers. They are looking for another keyword to sustain their readers because what they were thinking initially that TBC is not working, that TBC is scam, that TBC is just a means of duping people and collecting people's money for nothing. They are now beginning to see that despite their initial warning, which happens to be baseless warning, the rate at rate now is making them to have serious rating that they are now looking for another way. And another thing you find out that is that they are now trying stylishly to remove those links to the articles in which they wrote condemning TBC. Stylishly, they are now trying because the growth of the community is simply amazing. Like this. They think that TBC is just an overnight promoters get some few coin, into the air that disappears. They have waited and waited and waited and I see that TBC is not that kind of business. So if you have anything of real value, you all do whatever you can to retain the value. And so it goes to TBC. Or who probably thrown into towel initially because they were discouraged because of so many other things, adjustment and here and there, other things taking place in TBC. Most of them got discouraged and they stopped talking about TBC and they even started talking negatively about it. But now, what do you see? They are running, they are trying to dig out their account, paying for their back office rentals. It's so funny that some of these people who initially now threw or left their TBC, they are the ones who have actually made some money. But for the fact that the idea to continue making free money was not that free flowing because if he had continued in that very way, TBC may have crashed because people were really doing all sorts of nonsense in the community. But I didn't have to say no. There is a reason for this coin coming on board, and for that very reason, I have to do something to protect it. I know very well that admin, TBC admin, is also a human. So, but one thing is that the admin know how fellow human reason, and he has worked steadily to actualize the full purpose of TBC. That is to create abundance for all who are willing to accept the coin directions as stipulated in the blog. Many are still busy condemning TBC. At the same time, many are busy making money from TBC. Many are busy. Let me not use the word making money because if I say busy, it's like it may sound being selfish. Many are busy sharing that gift because you are giving value. Those who really understand what you are doing, you are giving value to people. And it can only become valuable if, after giving them that value, you go ahead and help them to understand this is what you give to them, and this is the best way to handle it for it to become something for you. So, using the word that you are selling TVs, you are not selling TVs, just like saying that you are selling money. You are not selling, you are not exchangers. So, TBC is something valuable. So, ordinarily, admin would have succumbed to various suggestions from people to do things just the way is the financial status of the world has been followed. But following that same pattern, which human has followed for too long now, what do you think it would have done to TBC? It would have just commonized TBC and just make nonsense of it. So it just become like every other businesses, which is here today and tomorrow you start, oh, what's the purpose of this? I never know it's like this. So these are all the same. So admin had been very strict when it comes to maintaining that very purpose, which it has TBC out there for us. So if you look at the financial status of the world, find out that all along, but without real solution to the financial concerns of fellow humans. That is why we are struggling. We tried this, and for the fact that this didn't work, that is why we go about trying to see if the next one could work. For instance, if you are transacting with some market-based cryptocurrencies today, you will understand what I mean when I say that if market currencies, that just like a bird on a tree, uh that bird on the tree thinks that it has no business with the ground. The bird, instead of perching on the ground because it has wings, flew and perched on the tree. Ask the bird, what are you doing? They say, no, I don't want to touch the ground because I don't have any business with the ground. Not knowing that that tree on which it is actually having its base from the ground. So many people today think that when they talk about it's just about playing around the market-based cryptocurrency, which is here today, off tomorrow, up and down. Some actually closing up. And when you have your money in there, you find out that the real idea of a fluctuation, that is where it hangs, is still controlled by the elites. But TBC is not like that. TBC, we started on that the coin, the value, as we have seen, the very value placed on the coin is from real humans and not just on inanimate figures that is just added up and it becomes something. It's quite different. TBC value is placed on human. That is you and I. We are the one that controls TBC. We are the one that give it value, and not just ordinary figure. Dead figures that is being added. Look at TBC, quite different from what we are seeing out there. It's quite different from what people are talking about as money. Cryptocurrencies varies. And when we look at TBC, we find out that the structure on which it is built is quite different. Look at the structures and see value. It may sound some true, yes, it may sound true that not everyone will eventually be transacting business on cryptocurrencies, but we may say that not everybody, and quite all right, accepted. But what do you see today? Those people who have cryptocurrency, especially who have the billion coin, who are there to you. Unlike people who may have some just little change in the bank and then the fiat currency, they are carrying their shoulder high as if they have anything. But those who understand cryptocurrency, they are the future millionaires. That people are not seeing them in that light yet. But for those who really understand the idea behind cryptocurrency, they know that they are the future movers of the economy. Why do I say this? Take for instance now, just a single, one full TBC, just one TBC. How many people actually can boast of having the worth of 8 million, over 8 million dollars in individual? I'm not saying that it's very few, not to talk of when you have one, two, or three, or even more. People should understand and place value on what they have because TBC is unlike what we are seeing around today. As it may even sound, even Bitcoin, those who can even boast of single one full Bitcoin today, they know where they are. So cryptocurrency is just the way to go. But people are yet to understand this fully. But we are doing our best to help people appreciate the fact that cryptocurrency has come to stay. And it makes sense for people to understand it now and follow along. So if you value humans, let me just put it in the way you understand it. If you value humans, you know that value TBC because TBC, the human, is based on man. Yes. TBC is human currency meant for human and for human. I don't know where to get the idea. TBC is a currency for human and is based on human because each one that joins TBC add value to it. That's why you see it growing. It doesn't fluctuate. It shows that human coin. So you even that we have in there as something valuable. Other business opportunities out there, they are just all self-centered. I say this and I stand on it because when you give people TBC, you give them that gift in exchange for their money, you give them value because TBC is not affected by fluctuation of whatever nature that are currencies out there. When you're giving them that exchange, you give them. It's not as if you are just trying to collect money unnecessary from them. You are giving them value because TBC has value. TBC is not affected by fluctuation, have value. And that value stems from you and I. We see the structures of TBC. That is why we say that the extent to which we value our TBC should make, you know, we cannot easily be talked out of it because we have seen the green lights pointing to the fact TBC is doing something reasonable and people are seeing it. So, as something valuable, what you see me doing now is in our economy, which will be felt by all the community. I'm shooting the video that we are watching from me again. I am growing the economy, TBC economy, surprising to you. Aha. TBC is a valuable coin because it is a live currency and not a dead one, because all that you need to do to acquire TBC is always available out there for you constantly. Yes, being made available by, check it out. All seven, every people are talking about TBC. And what does that tell you? That tells you something. Currency. It's not just a dead fiat money. It's not just something hide and do. TBC is so valuable that, and if you want to learn about it, the resources that people are making available about TBC is everywhere. Naysayers, discouragers. If you are beginning to understand the important point that we have in TBC, find out that how is quite different from how to succeed in just make money out there. When you want to succeed in TBC, you have several promotional, you have so many people in different languages, even the one you understand better. So if you really find out that TBC is quite different from all other ideas that are coming on with, you will learn to appreciate it and see to it that TBC is on. TBC, though, has limitations. Yes, TBC can have limitations because TBC, you cannot say that with TBC one cannot die. No. At least for the things which we are struggling for, as long as finances is concerned, which we could be able to use and do whatever to do, it is all obtainable in TBC. Ashamed of what they are doing. You only allow yourself to be carried away by shame or with shame if you don't really trust what you're doing. But if you have confidence in what you're doing, promoting it shouldn't be an issue. If we are following, promoting push and start, that is just what it is. But until we get better connection, we continue to manage what we have. So talking about what you do should be filled with excitement. If you have money, is public tender. Yeah, this is the secret to make money, secret of success, secret of doing, because it is secrecy. Ha. That's why you see some people 101 secrets to make money, this and that to make money. But when you talk about making TBC, there's no secret there, unless if you're not willing to learn, open. So if you want to make, you need to, in TBCs, the ability to listen, not with secret. With TBC, we simply require to understand the realities of life. Be open to reason, not just any form of reason, but be open to reasonable arguments. Be open to see life just the way it is. Be open too long. Be open to see that very few, just very few what we have in TBC. We say that we are still very far to where we are going. But in less than 2 years, TBC is now boasting of over 3, and also expecting to have, sorry for that. We also now We are having three excitement. Look at the results just with 3 million. Okay, what do you think will happen by the time we get to, let's say, 10 million? Yes, million, 200, 300. Now understand that the opportunities they have in TBC is quite so big and huge that those who really understand what they're doing would not allow anyone to talk them out of it. You have something that of adding value, you continue coming down unnecessary. That's why you receive other messages that your account has been withdrawn due to some facts that people are not understanding what they are doing. And when we also try to add more to their coin, they can go as far as even $1,000 worth or thereabouts. Some actually get $100 worth of TBC. Both those who are able to get one and those who are $100, your responsibility is for you to really help them understand that what you give them makes sense. Don't allow them to feel as if they're giving you their money and you give them something that is worthless. Maybe when somebody buys TBC from you, pays you money to collect his own, take some steps further in educating, give is something of value. If actually that what people have been doing is you cannot request for any other thing in life. If it is actually working, you will not see jumping area to the other. Commit to whatever you are doing. Commitment works like magic. There may be at times when they reasons or whatsoever. But in as much, for as long as you hold on tight to your dream or whatever you are doing, which is right, I don't think, and you know that this thing is really working, never mind. Those people will actually come back. And when they get far, 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 far above them, they don't depend on you. So, so all the while that you see that are left, what has, can I still do it in the, tell them to do it now. In fact, it's not even in existing. The last transaction I did sometimes in that last time, actually, within almost keeping up with 2 days, the phone was shut down in the community. We will continue to add to our knowledge. And with that TBC system, and for us to really make it in TBC, we will try the best we could to follow along. That blog is where, if you are constantly making use of the vital information in the blog, you will not have any reason to be asking questions of whatsoever nature. When you are following up with the instructions as found or as contained in that very blog, your TBC smoothly. When you talk about making money shouldn't just be your just the main thing for now. Because really, now we are just a kind of exchange, so to say. The money we are collecting now, we see is still the fiat money. It's like the bridge which we are building. So when people give you the money, the hard currency, the fiat currency, and you exchange TBC with them, they have to understand that what they have is valuable. Because you give me 1,000 naira, for instance, give me $100, for instance, I collect that $100, but the worth of that $100 in TBC keep on appreciating. Just give it about 3 months. You can even exchange, do a business worth over, and you still have something in there. So if we are to keep on talking, we for all time keep on talking about it. But the point we are helping people to understand today is that there is business presently. If you want to be sincere, most of the business you do there is you just do collect money and off you go. But with TBC, you are giving people value. You are helping them. They deserve to live and do it rightly. We are not born to suffer. Things may be hard. You may be seeing most of us looking tired, but inside us, we have something that keeps us glowing. Even the outward appearance be something valuable. And two, they know something of which they are trying to protect. And what is that are they trying to? They are trying to protect their own ignorance. To give the reality ground. So let them go ahead and protect their ignorance, but go ahead and increase in your knowledge. And when you increase in knowledge about TBC, you increase wealth, you increase peace of mind. I can't say it all. I'm telling you is that TBC is something of value. Value. That's so. I remain my humble self, Amici. If you want to try, see you next time. But as for now, saying have a very beautiful day ahead. Thank you.